Welcome to our video on June 2019 astrology forecast, including lunar phases of both new and full moons on the 3rd and on the 17th, monthly planetary ingresses, guardian angelic forces of angelic Raphael, and angelic forces of the Archangel Michael, horoscope houses, station changes, and planetary aspects. Okay, what we want to show you first of all here is we want to show you the moon is going to be new in Gemini, and the new moon is going to be on the 3rd. Okay, and the new moon is when the moon is dark, when there is no moon. So it's going to be a time when there is no moonlight. The light of the moon is concealed. The brilliant light of the Archangel, the Planetary Archangel Gabriel. This is the Merkaba field of Gabriel, who resides over all the water signs. It is the Planetary Archangel of the moon, Gabriel. This is the Merkaba field for Gabriel. And that is for the hiding of that light, the concealment of the light. It's on the new moon. And that's not, people want to say that it's a bad time, but in reality it's not a bad time. In reality, the new moon is a time of new beginnings. It's a time for things to begin. Something else might be wrapping up, but it's really about beginning, just getting started. It creates a space so that the light can then be added. Okay? Now, that's going to be, again, in the sign of Gemini, the twins. Okay? And that's going to be on the 3rd of June. Okay? Now, the full moon is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius, the archer. And that's going to be on the 17th. Okay? On the 17th of June in the sign of Sagittarius. Now this full moon, this is when the light, okay, the light that shines forth, the reflected light of the sun comes through and shows up to bring healing. And we do full moon healing rituals in several of our different orders that I run some of the orders, and I hold offices in some of the other orders that I'm in, but we do full moon healing rituals. Okay, so that's going to be healing, and Sagittarius is akin to the natural 9th house of life path, meaning it's about healing the time in your life when the path you're on, the goals that you set for yourself are going to be able to be healed and made into something more profound for you. Now the new moon in Gemini, the new moon again is a time, that's the Gemini is akin to the natural 3rd house of transportation and communication. So that's really about new beginnings in various forms of transportation and various forms of communication. And nowadays that's a big deal, because in the age of Aquarius that we're now in, Aquarius is all about, the sign of Aquarius is all about that kind of technology that has to do with waves that are going to be in the air, because Aquarius is an air sign. Okay? And during the age of Pisces, we had like steam engines, and they used water, and there was a lot of sailing to discover the new world and all that kind of thing. And it was steam engines and all about water, using water. And now in the age of Aquarius, it's all about kind of microwaves and cell phones and all the radio waves and TV waves and all these different waves, and then all of the amazing satellites and all of the types of communication and transportation and going off into space, that kind of thing. It's amazing what we have, and that is what this is about. It's about what is new and exciting during this time. So that's what the new moon is about. Okay, so that's going to start us off. We're also going to go into some of the other planetary aspects. And we have a chart here that we're going to be able to show you to give you a heads up on some of the station changes and the planetary ingresses. We're going to give you the Zodiac Angels and the Planetary Angels that go with that. Okay, first we're going to get to our disclaimer. And watching this video or reading the document attached to it is an act of spiritual willpower, and any such action is considered magic. High magic should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for your entertainment and entertainment purposes. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer, Christian psychic, and Gnostic mystic. And this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Okay, now regarding June 19, I have done another video for you that is on the that is a specific astrology chart complete with planetary aspects for the summer solstice celebrations, which is going to be on June 21st, 2019, and I chose 11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time or 12 noon Daylight Savings Time. But now that's another chart that I've made, another video that I've made for you about this summer solstice 2019. So be sure and look at that one, and especially important if you're going to be having some kind of midsummer celebration like Midsummer's Night and Midsummer's Day, or if you're going to have some kind of there's various different celebrations. There's Litha and different things like that. So you want to, and some people celebrate St. John the Baptist Day, but some don't during that time. But and some people it's around that time, but not exactly on that day. So the video is all about that. You can go ahead and look at that. And also, again, we're going to be getting into some of the ingresses, the planetary ingresses for you. Okay, so now again, we chose June 2019. We chose Greenwich Mean Time for giving you the lunar phases we're going to go over, the planetary ingresses, the natural horoscope houses. The hourly ones are in the other video for that specific day and that specific time. This one is the natural horoscope houses because it's a general for the whole month. The station changes, the elemental and planetary guardian archangels, and the Zodiac Angels, again, using Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and now what we have here is, this is the one that we're using for the ingresses, and this is the one here that is in the other video that has the aspects and that kind of thing associated with it. So we're going to focus on the top one, which is the more general aspects that we're going to do for you. We're going to bring it up closer for you so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay, and also we're going to change the lighting just a little bit so you can see it a little bit better there too. All right. Okay, now for June 3rd. On June 3rd, there is going to be a new moon here in the sign of Gemini. Gemini, the twins. Here is the new moon. And the sign of Gemini is analogous to the natural third house of transportation and communication. The planetary Archangel Gabriel visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Ambriel. So Ambriel is a Zodiac Angel for Gemini, the twins. And Archangel Gabriel, again, this is Gabriel's Merkaba field here. The Merkaba field for Planetary Archangel Gabriel, or for Gabriel, who's also the archangel who presides over all the water signs, is the elemental, angel for the water signs. And again, Ambriel for Gemini. So new moon in Gemini, the twins. And Gemini is all about, it's the divine tone is I think, and it's all about divine intelligence and imagination and creative intelligence and intelligence in any matter, intellect is sinus, intelligence of the heart, emotional intelligence, logical intelligence, and creative and imaginative imagination are all very important. Now, elemental archangel for Gemini is the Guardian Angel Raphael, and Raphael who presides over all the air signs. So this is the air Merkaba field for Raphael. He also is for the planetary archangel of Mercury. Raphael is, but he's also for Raphael is for all of the air signs. He's the elemental archangel who presides over all of the air signs, and he's associated with Thoth of Atlantis, the Atlantean god Thoth, or Egypt, who was Thoth as well. Thoth. And also Mercury for Rome, and Hermes Trismegistus, who wrote the Emerald Tablet, and the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. I have both of those, and someday I'll get into those for you. And so he wrote those two, and that's Hermes Trismegistus of Greece, the same being. Also, Archangel Raphael, and also St. Paul for the Catholic or the Orthodox Christian churches who pay attention to saints. And those who don't believe in saints might just call him the Apostle Paul. All right, so it's all about intelligence. Now, for June 4th, we have Mercury. We have Mercury here. And we have Mercury, Ingress, the sign of Cancer. Excuse me, I said here because it's going to go into Leo a few days later on in the month. We're going to get to that in a minute. But first, Mercury will ingress into the sign of Cancer, the crab. Okay? So Mercury ingress Cancer, and later on it'll ingress into Leo the same month, because Mercury is close to the Sun. It's a fast-moving planet. Okay? So Cancer is analogous and akin to the natural fourth house in a natural chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, starting in Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces the 12th in a natural chart. Okay? So we have Mercury getting into the natural fourth house of Cancer the crab, which is attributed to the natural, on a natural chart, hearth, home, and family, the fourth house of hearth, home, and family. Planetary Archangel Raphael visits dwelling of Zodiac Angel Muriel. So Muriel is for the sign of Cancer, the zodiac sign, and Mercury, or is for the Archangel Raphael, is for the planet of Mercury. Okay, so that's going to be a time when people are going to be thinking a lot about, because Mercury is about thinking and thinking, not really analyzing, that's Virgo, but thinking about and coming up with intelligent ways to handle things to deal with their hearth. Hearth is like the fireplace, or even the kitchen, the stove, home and family. So those are going to be the important things on the 4th. Now on the 9th, we have, on June 9th, we have Venus ingress the sign of Gemini, the twins. So we have Venus ingress Gemini, which is similar to the natural third house of transportation and communication. And that's Gemini, the twins. And also, Planetary Archangel Anael of Venus visits the habitation of Zodiac Angel Ambriel. Zodiac Angel Ambriel of Gemini. Okay? And so that's the 9th then, when Venus is going to ingress Gemini. Now on the 17th, we have the full moon that we spoke of earlier, that we showed you, the full moon here in the sign of Sagittarius, the Archer, and that's June 17th for the full moon in Sagittarius, which is akin to the natural 9th house of life path meaning. So it's all about healing the life path meaning. We talked about that a little bit earlier when we showed you about the new and the full moon. Now, Planetary Archangel Gabriel visits dwelling of Zodiac Angel Anael. Anael is the Zodiac Angel of Sagittarius, and Gabriel, this is the Merkaba field for Gabriel, Planetary Archangel of the Moon, and over Elemental Archangel over all the water signs in Rosicrucian Kabbalah. Okay, now Anael is for Sagittarius. That's akin to the natural 9th house, again, life path meaning. It's all about healing of the life path and really being able to heal what you've chosen for yourself in this life. Elemental Archangel for Sagittarius is the Guardian Angel Michael, who presides over all the fire signs. So specifically, it's Anael for Sagittarius, but elementally speaking, for all the fire signs, this is the Merkaba field of Michael, who presides over all of the fire signs, of which Sagittarius is mutable fire, or water of fire. Now June 21st, and that's the day that we have made the summer solstice, we didn't make the summer solstice, where we made a chart for the summer solstice for June 21st. You want to go ahead and look at that. It's a very interesting video. The sun will ingress the sign of Cancer, the crab. So we have the sun ingress the sign of Cancer, the crab, okay? But we chose a specific sign, a specific time for the 21st on the other video that we made. So that, the sun will ingress into Cancer, but on that day. But the other video we did it at a specific time. So those two, the time that we chose might not be the same, yeah? Okay. So, because just, it makes a difference because it's the day that it ingresses, okay? And again, Cancer is similar to the natural fourth house of hearth, home, and family. The hearth is the fireplace or the stove or the kitchen, okay? And the planetary archangel Michael visits the abode of Zodiac Angel Muriel. So Michael here like we just told you, he's the elemental archangel who presides over all the fire signs, but he's also the planetary archangel of the sun. So the planetary archangel, again, the Merkaba field for the archangel Michael. Okay, the archangel Michael. And that's the planetary archangel of the sun. Gabriel, planetary archangel of the moon. Michael, planetary archangel of the sun. Raphael, planetary archangel of Mercury. Okay. Now, so Muriel is for the sign of Cancer, the crabs. It's the Zodiac Angel. Okay. Now, June 27th of 2019, we have Mercury ingress Leo. Again, we said Mercury was in Cancer, and then, and I jumped ahead of myself a little bit earlier. Mercury ingress into Leo then on the 27th, 2019, which is analogous to the natural fifth house, Leo, of children and creativity, children's creative projects, your creative projects, your creativity, and of course children are part of the creativity. Now planetary archangel Raphael visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Raphael. So planetary archangel Raphael, okay? He visits the habitation of Zodiac Angel Raphael. Raphael is the Zodiac Angel of Leo. Now you can use these, and you can invoke into yourself or invoke into your sacred space, or you can evoke, which is just to call upon. If you want to have if you're having some kind of a summer solstice celebration or a Litha celebration or Midsummer's Day or even Midsummer's Night, you can sort of call upon some of these, yeah, and it'll be it makes it even more magical for you. Okay, so again, planetary archangel Raphael ingresses there into the sign of Leo, which is Zodiac Angel Raphael. Now the station changes. We have Neptune. Neptune is going to turn retrograde. Planet Neptune is going to turn retrograde on June 21st, 2019, and that's the summer solstice or Litha or Midsummer Day in Pisces the fish, over which Poseidon, god of the sea, rules. Neptune for the Romans, Poseidon for the Greeks. One of my favorite, Poseidon is one of my favorite gods of the Greek legends. I love Poseidon because I love the ocean. And so again, Pisces, Neptune is the second ruler of Pisces. So, remember, it's going to turn retrograde. So it's going to all be about sort of, Pisces is spirituality. So it's going to be about spirituality and returning to some of previous spiritual traditions that you may have gone over before or celebrated before or studied before, because some people study many different things. I have studied many things, okay, because I'm interested in studying spiritual systems and religion. And Kabbalah is great because Kabbalah helps you study everything, because Kabbalah is sort of a place where everything fits, into the Sephirah, like all the, like Poseidon and Zeus, excuse me, said that wrong, but Zeus and fits into Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter of Rome, and Zeus of Greece. They both fit into the Sephira of Chesed in the Kabbalah, and that is where the metal is tin, and the color is blue, and there's various archangels there, and various there's the Olympic planetary spirits, and there's intelligences, planetary intelligences. There's all kinds of things fit, and you can put them from all the different traditions, all the different religions. They fit into the Kabbalah, and we have some videos on that as well, on Kabbalah. Now, okay, so we're going to now go over the Hebrew calendar associations and zodiac. The Hebrew word for zodiac is Mazaroth. The placements for planets regarding the ingresses. Okay, so now the sun is called Shemesh. It's the name I've chosen. It's the one I originally learned when I was in a Rosicrucian order, and for my magical workings, I like to use Shemesh. I tried using Hama for a while, even still have it written here. Some people are using Hama more now, but I like Shemesh better. And the sun, Shemesh, and Ingress, the sign of Cancer. The crab in Hebrew, it's Sartan. Cancer is Sartan. And the new moon, Levana for the moon, the new moon is Rosh Chodesh in Hebrew. Levana in Hebrew is for moon. Rosh Chodesh for the new moon. And in the sign of Gemini, the twins, is Teomim. Teomim is Gemini in Hebrew. Okay, now the full moon. The moon again is Levana. Okay, the full moon Levana is here. Full moon Levana in Sagittarius, which is Kashat. Sagittarius is Kashat. Now, the Levana, some people call full moon in Hebrew, it's called Keseh, and also some academics, some Jewish academics and rabbis feel that Shabbat used to be the full moon, and now it's every Friday evening to Saturday evening, but it used to be, they say, regarding the full moon, and also to be the coming of the Moshiach, whereas on a new moon it would be sort of the anti-Moshiach, if you understand. So there's sort of these two, when there's no light, and then when there's light, when there's the revealing. And they're revealing when there's light, and the concealing when there's no light, and there's a place for everything. And I had mentioned a while back that these things even have something to do with elements on the periodic table, because like the element, the atomic number of magnesium is 12, and the atomic number of oxygen is 8, and when you the Blessed Mother Mary represents the number 12, like Our Lady of Guadalupe is 12. 12 is her holiday, and also in the Bible, Christ is said to be the number 8. So Christ is associated with oxygen, and the Holy Mother Mary is associated with magnesium. And what happens? You always see the mother holding the child, the Madonna and the child, Jesus. Okay, so, or other Madonna and child symbols from like Semiramis and Tammuz and that kind of thing. Holding the child. And what happens when you have magnesium, and you burn a strip of magnesium or a ribbon of magnesium in the oxygen, it causes a bright light. So a lot of these things have meanings in chemistry and in when people, periodic table. I did physical alchemy. I had to learn it from others. I'm not a chemist, but I'm a registered nurse, but I'm not a chemist. But I did learn a lot about alchemy. It's very interesting. So just understand that I'm going to be making a video and putting that in one of my other channels about that soon, because it's something that brings some of this to light as being a way to store information. Okay. So now remember, full moon, Levana, or in Sagittarius, Kashat. Okay, now Mercury is Kokav or Kokab. B and V are interchangeable. Kokav or Kokab. Ingress Cancer, Sartan. Okay, that's for Mercury. And another Mercury Ingress Leo is Mercury Kokav or Kokab Ingress Leo Ari. Ari, lion, the lion. Ari, okay, the Ari. Venus, Noga. Ingress Gemini, Teomim, Gemini, Noga for Venus. And Mars, Ma'adim, Ma'adim, I was looking for it, it's not there. It's not there because there's not an ingress. There's a placement, but there's not an ingress in June. And we're just doing ingresses in this particular video. Jupiter, there's no ingress. So Mars is Ma'adim, Jupiter is Zodiac, and there's no ingress. Saturn, Shabbatai, no ingress this month. Uranus is Oron, no ingress this month. Neptune is Rahab, no ingress this month. And Pluto, there is no Hebrew word, nor is there any ingress this month. Now, keep in mind that achieving goals and accomplishing phenomenal success through magical intervention are all possible if one knows when and whom to evoke. So that's why I can use these to know how to sort of evoke these things. And magicians must also consider how various planetary and zodiacal angelic beings will interact with each other, making sure to, again, invoke into oneself, like actors and actresses and musicians invoke when they perform. And or invoke, you invoke into a sacred circle or sacred space, or you evoke to call upon. And these are potent forces of light that will extend into many facets of the Magi's life, predetermined by her or him for specific purpose, tangential to the true will. Magic must be taken seriously, since it is an ancient method of manifestation intended for practical victories over constricting forces which set our 3D reality into motion. That spinning force that creates that centrifugal force and that gravity, that restriction, that guilt and gravity restriction. You want to lighten that up and emanate the light by understanding that in reality, the reason that Christ, who's the will to bestow, represents the will to bestow, can relieve us of all of our sins and pay for all of our sins. Sins are just is the moon god, a Mesopotamian moon god, sin, and it's also similar to the letter shin, which is judgment or tooth. Okay, this is something where it's about judgment and changing. It's how you judge yourself, because when you get to the throne of God, it will be your face. It will be your face judging you, nobody else. So understand that, and also understand that everything we do is predetermined by the Creator. Everything. And I'm not sure at this moment, this precise moment, I'm not really sure that I think that there's any free will at all. And the reason I feel comfortable about there not being any free will now, and I never used to feel comfortable, is because I've come to learn that God is very, very, extremely merciful. More merciful than I am to myself. You might find that true for yourself as well. Okay. Magic does have rules, though. And it's just like any other science, and it must be devotedly applied to practice. Now, magicians strive not to break natural laws, but rather to understand how Mother Nature manifests her creations so that we are able to work in tandem with her. Okay, now information found in this document and in this video is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.